This is your boy, Lord Thaddeus Craig, obviously. So, what is the topic going to be about tonight? Well, it's going to be about one that, it's going to be a cryptid. I think you guys will enjoy this one. It's one of the oldest cryptids that's really been known, possibly to man. The stories of this thing have been around for a long time, hundreds if not thousands of years. It's a creature that is deep in the Congo, called Mokole Mbembe. Mbembe, I think, or however you pronounce it, I don't know. But either way, this creature is, if it exists, and there's a possibility it does, or maybe it's extinct by now, but I believe at one time it did. But the thing is, there's still sightings of it, so I can't tell you. Supposedly it is of a dinosaur-like creature, about the size of an elephant, which would make sense, because dinosaurs back, millions of years ago, they were massive, especially like I think they were, the sauropods and things like that. They were huge. We're talking basically anywhere from 20 to 100 tons. They were massive, massive creatures. I believe very firmly that Mokole Mbembe may exist, but it's obviously smaller than many of its ancestors. And that makes sense, because animals adapt. And plus, you have to remember, back then, oxygen levels were much higher, so things would get bigger. It's not that way now, and I think gravity has something to do with it too. But I do believe very firmly it's possible that such a dinosaur or a living fossil could exist now. Now, of course, you have creationists that have gone, oh no, 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 or oh yes, it shows something. And of course, you have other people on the other end saying, no, no, no. And in some ways, it is indirectly responsible for many, many theories. I'm just saying, many rabbit holes have been looked down because of this animal. I'm just going to go ahead and leave the rest of the research when it comes to all that stuff to you guys. That's not what this is about. This is about this one cryptid. I believe very firmly that it does exist or did at one time. Animals themselves are very good at remaining hidden. Hell, think about the giant panda. That thing was hidden from people for, at least known of the Western world, for a long time. And of course, people didn't believe that there was this black and white animal that looked like a bear. And of course, it is a bear. Now you have to think about this. Something that is not very bright. These things are not known for being too intelligent. They're not stupid. But if that can be easily located, think about something that's possibly deeper into an area that's torn by war. And only God himself knows what else. I'm pretty sure it's definitely possible that something like this could remain hidden. There's too many stories to say that something like this does not exist or did not at one time. Of course, such a creature would have a massive appetite, but in the end, if it's about the size of an elephant, it could probably hide for a good bit. I don't know. I'm just saying, I do believe very firmly that something like a dinosaur could survive and adapt to our time period now. Think of one good example would be, one such example would be, look at the video I did a few months back about flying cryptids. Something else to think about. There's been sightings all over the world of pterosaur-like animals. Who knows? So, I think it's definitely believable, if not probable, that such an animal exists to this day, deep in that African type of rainforest area. I could basically go just to the tip of the iceberg with this creature, but I'm telling you right now, I believe that the natives know something, and it's probably a sacred animal to them. And of course, they ain't gonna say jack. If they know something, they ain't gonna tell you. Not truly. Even at the threat of harm or force. Many of these people, again, if that thing is like a god to them, or something they worship, maybe in secret, of course, they're on, the name itself, Mokole Mbembe, if I remember right, means something that stops the flow of rivers. That should tell you about how big this thing is. It most likely is a creature that obviously is a plant eater. Sauropods were very well known to eat plants. That's the reason they adapted like they did. However, there's something else to think about. I'm pretty sure this thing is very territorial too. So I don't know if people have lost their lives looking for this thing or been attacked. Hell, maybe some of the villagers or the natives in that area Wrong place, wrong time. That thing's protecting its young. Well, guess what? Yeah, it's over with. So you have to really understand maybe the reason there hasn't been something found. Of course, we can also go back to the giants. I've got a video on that. What exactly is the thing about the giants? This all correlates to the fact that people don't want these things found. There was a movie, it was kind of a cute children's movie, if you ever get a chance. It's called Baby, I think. It was about Mokole Mbembe. It was a pretty good little movie. Kind of like it was a family movie and all that stuff, but it was still pretty good. Think on, why would they want something like that found? It would throw the narrative, quote unquote, which we don't really know is true or not. Of course, creationists would definitely throw a fit about it. At the same time, they'd be like, this is proof. And of course, those who were hardcore Darwinists and stuff like that, I think they would definitely not want something like that found either. It would throw everything they've booked on out the window. Or would it? Here's the thing, people don't understand about how God, I believe, firmly uses evolution. That's another thing which I'm going to bring up in this video. I believe, think about this, the cane toad in Australia. That thing is an invasive species. It's killed only God knows how many animals. It caused many near extinctions of different wildlife. The snakes, they themselves, from each hatching, of course, I do believe firmly reptiles have some kind of ancestral memory. They themselves are adapting to leave them things alone. So God definitely uses, because to evolve means simply to change. I'm not going to say we come from monkeys. I do not believe that. I never will. But I do believe that we have ourselves, as human beings, have the ability to change. I think very firmly this large sauropod, whatever this thing is, adapted and probably became smaller, so it could dwell in, so it could naturally dwell where it is, for the most part undisturbed. It's something to think about. This kind of animal, I believe, if we ever found it, and it was truly put in front of like on a camera, like I am right now, that right there, my friend, would turn society on its ear more than any pandemic. That right there is one reason they haven't put too much effort, or if they have, there haven't been any real results. Think about that. When I was a little boy, I loved dinosaurs. I was obsessed with the damn things. So this is something that's kind of near and dear to me. I definitely think you should look up the legend of Mokole Mbembe and do your own research. I actually encourage you. Because believe me, even if it doesn't exist, this is something fun. And I'm serious, it's just something fun to really wrap your mind around, study. And again, not everything is about Dogman or Bigfoot. There are so many other cryptids out there. And I definitely think you guys would enjoy some research on it. Be my guest, actually encourage that. You guys know what I do. And this time I'm going to be releasing something of a request. If you guys don't want to be on the shows that I produce for, you just want to tell your story, I'll be glad to make sure you get the chance to share your story. It can be written down. You can be anonymous. Because honestly, Mr. Bell would love to do that as well. It's something to think about. That's for Dogman Camps. Sean is actually looking for something a little different for Chasing the Truth. He is looking for folks who have had an Aboriginal, basically folks with like a indigenous or Aboriginal background. That right there, he would love to have you on the show. Something to think about there too, believe me. And of course the usual stuff. Believe me, make no mistake. I've gotten some very interesting guests and I plan to keep doing that for everyone involved. You guys know how to reach me. My email is westvic@dogmancams.com, or leave something in the comments. You guys know me on Facebook. Message me. You guys be blessed, and you definitely be safe.